Hello, General Dunford. Sir, yes, sir. Yo, I forgot to tell you guys something. Obviously, there's millions of people watching this, including Russia and whatever. But I believe we should all get together as we know the reptilians and the Greys run the world. I mean, it's what it is. So I'm willing to humble myself before them. I'm willing to work with them. I'm willing to try to provide salvation for as many people as I can. I don't care who you are, what you are, whatever. But I'm extremely upset with if what has happened to the Palestinian people is actually true, and that's not a lie and just an illusion. Then I'm upset. If that really happened to the Bolshevik people, then I mean, if the Bolshevik really did what they did to Russian people, then I'm upset. Those are the same people. Kazakh people. I'm upset. If the Saudi people are really doing what they're doing to Yemen people and Syria people, if that's really occurring if it's actually occurring, because it could just be a big illusion, might not actually be occurring. If it's really actually occurring in this age, then I'm upset. If it's not, then if all that shit didn't really actually happen, then I'm not so upset. But those the reasons I'm upset. All those people are Gentiles. Okay, never mind. This is what I'm trying to say. What I wanted to bring up was I was going to say this in another video, but I forgot. General Dunford. Okay, you're a general, but still, I guarantee you're unaware of a lot of things. So, one thing that I'm not sure you're aware of, that I'm pretty certain is true, is the fact that in the skyscrapers, well, we know that the dimensional doorways are in the sky. Okay, they're not on the land. Well, maybe some, but a lot of them are in the sky. Like the spiritual world is 3 feet above your head or something like that. The dimensional doorways are in the sky. So now I told you that when I see spaceships, it could just be a reflection, or you understand? We see reflections because we're in an illusion. So we see reflections of things. All right. So maybe at that point where there's a reflective barrier, or where there might be a barrier of reflection, maybe that's the point where the doors are at. Okay, so in the skyscrapers, I don't know if you ever asked yourself, why would someone go to the trouble to build such a huge, high building? Because it's basically illogical. I mean, you're going to build a huge, high building for what? I mean, it's dangerous, and it costs a lot more money, because then you have to use cranes and all this shit. And it's a lot more of a project. Okay, people they do not just build skyscrapers just for any old just to build skyscrapers. So what is the reason they build skyscrapers? Because there's dimensional doorways in the skyscrapers. Remember the Tower of Babylon? Oh, the people built the tower to try to reach heaven. Okay, well, that's a message to tell you that, yeah, people build skyscrapers because what are they trying to do? They build a skyscraper that reaches up to where the dimensional doorway is, and then what do? Well, certain floors are off limits, or they build the building in such a way that it'll go from, let's say you got a building and you got 12 floors and then there's no 13th floor. It just goes to 14 or, so the 13th floor is only accessible if you have a key to open the door or some kind of slick way, or we know that they take the elevators down into the vortex places. I've been in these elevators, okay? I've been in vortex elevators before, okay? What happens when you're in a vortex elevator? Well, you feel like you're going down, but you're going up. Or you feel like you're going up, but you're actually going down, okay? So, yeah. That's probably another reason that they blew up the World Trade Center buildings, because it probably had dimensional doorways in there, number one. And of course, it was all full of information in their computers that was full of evidence that would implicate them in all kinds of horrible, greedy agendas. So they destroyed all that. And then, of course, they collected all the money for the insurance. And there's all kinds of reasons why they blew up those buildings, Plus, all the people that died, those people were basically sacrifices. Those are sacrifices to whoever wanted to consume those souls and use those souls probably to create a whole nother hybrid race. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, all those people that died in 9/11, they could have consumed those souls with a yellow box machine. And then I told you that they create hybrid races of all peoples and then get them to interbreed and everybody turns into mongoloids. All right? So they could have consumed those souls and then created a whole new race of Middle Eastern people that resemble Middle Eastern people that are not really Middle Eastern people. They're just hybrid people that they sprinkle in there. Anything's possible. But the reason I'm making the video is because I wanted to tell you that this should be a point of concern. Okay, all the skyscrapers should be investigated for floors that are not there, or investigate. Is there anything suspicious about the elevators? Anything suspicious about the buildings? Is there any kind of clandestine companies that are in there that are suspicious? What exactly are these companies doing? Who are these companies? Who's the people that go in there and everything like that? All that should be being investigated. Hello. Okay? And then let me add this. Now, don't forget, there's buildings that go underground. You see a building, it might only have a few floors above ground, but it might actually go fucking 20 floors below ground. Let me give you one example. There's a building in Hartford, and it's some place run by hybrids, some medical place. I told you hybrids run all medical shit. So it's a medical place where hybrids work in there. And what are they doing there? Well, they have an elevator in there. I was sitting there. This is Guys Honest Truth. I'm telling you, General Dunford, I'm telling you the truth. I was sitting in there, and I was there for some reason. I've seen the ambulance people, 2 ambulance people, bring in a stretcher with a baby on there that obviously was dead. When I told you they harvest the organs and everything, okay, and then they make McDonald's dead baby burgers and use their placentas to make cosmetics and all that shit. We know that already. That's no secret. They took the baby in the elevator. They got on the radio. This actually happened. I'm telling you, I was sitting right there. Got on the radio and said, "We got one going down." Elevator opened. They went in and took the baby down. Okay, this is not there's no reason ambulance people should be in this place. Unless they come in to get somebody or that had a heart attack. It's not any kind of emergency medical facility. The hospital's across the street. I think it's 10 Lincoln. A building on the corner. Okay, that building goes underground. I'm fairly certain. For how far, I don't know. But even the gang stalker people mentioned that to me. Okay? So, okay, elevators need to be investigated. Anybody who runs an elevator company, Otis Elevator, whatever, these people should be aware of some secrets. You could interrogate these people. Any company that makes elevators, you can interrogate. You should interrogate those people. And if you're not aware of all this shit and you want to find out, well, it's a good place to start. Elevator people. And who's the one who set the charges in the fucking World Trade Center? Weren't they posing as elevator repairman? Hello. And we know they were Mossad and whoever else that came from the Israeli consulate there. That's where they brought where they had that football nuclear device that we gave them Israel back in the 70s, whatever, and they kept it and then brought it to the fucking consulate and then attached it to the Freon tank. And then remember the picture I posted of the Freon tank all smushed like a pancake? Remember I told you that even Trump said, he said, well, I couldn't understand it because the buildings were actually 2 buildings in one. The outside structure was steel and the interior structure was steel. Okay, there's no way those buildings could have fallen. Those buildings were, I already investigated this. Those buildings were created in such a way that to withstand 3 airplanes flying into them. The engineers designed those buildings to actually withstand 3 airplanes flying into them, full-size airplanes. And we know the airplanes didn't actually fly into the fucking buildings. It was all set explosives, and then it was either a hologram or one of those orb things that pretended to fly into it because there was no fucking airplane parts found, and there was no passengers found. There was no seats. There was no none. That was complete garbage, lies, and anybody who believes that's a fucking moron. You gotta be a retard. I mean, excuse me not to say that, but you gotta be pretty gullible, to believe that. There may have been one small plane that flew into there just to play it off or something, so they'd find some parts, if I can remember. It was something to that effect, but yeah. Okay? You paying attention? General Dunford. Sir, yes, sir. Okay. Elevator companies should be investigated. These people should be interrogated. What do you know about elevators? And find out exactly. All skyscrapers should be investigated. All the elevator shafts, everything should be investigated. Is there any suspicious floors? Is there any clandestine companies that are working in these high rises? What exactly are they doing on those floors? Why is access denied to certain floors and all that shit? Okay, let's go. Okay, we know the dimension is going to implode. We know dimensional doorways are opening. That's why we're finding all kinds of strange creatures all over the world that we never seen before, because I told you the doors open slowly. All right? So what's going to happen? Well, the doors are already open in the skyscrapers. So that means that that's a point of entry for whatever or whoever malicious entity can come in there and in and out of there. You understand? All right, there you go. So yes, sir. Dismissed. All right. Oh, General Dunford, I saw your address there. Pretty good. You're a real sharp guy. Real sharp guy. Don't Nobody needs to feel less adequate or like they have not done their job properly or anything like that if they're unaware of some of this stuff, you know. Because remember, everything's compartmentalized. Okay, these people are meticulous. Okay, don't forget. These people are immortal. Okay, they never die. They just go from clone body to clone body to clone body to clone body. You understand? So, ever since we came back from exile 400 years ago, their plan to take over to whatever they imprisoned us in pods or whatever, that plan started on day one. You understand? And every time we die and they consume us by the yellow box machine, they wipe out all our memories so that we're only have, unless you actually engage in some kind of serious spiritual development, you're only going to be aware of so much history, which is all lie anyways, you know. So nobody should feel less adequate, you know. And the reason that there's no time for you to engage in spiritual development is because the whole civilization revolves around money. If you don't have it, then you might as well dig a hole and bury yourself. So that means you have to work your ass off to survive. So that means you chase your tail around and around, and there's never any time to engage in spiritual development or actually look around and find out exactly what's going on because you got to work. Then you got to come home, take care of your property, and then spend time with your wife and your kids and feed your dog and whatever. So there's no time left. Okay, they do it on purpose. It's all on purpose. Remember, since 400 years ago, this plan has been in the works. Okay, so don't, you know, we just open our eyes and become aware as much as we can, you know. Even though I believe we're all in pods and our reality is false, yes, but we still maybe have some potential to make it better in some ways, you know, until we can get the hell out of here. All right? All right, General Dunford. Solid. So you guys, sir.